Today we are going to make some wings, but if I don't have Hellmann's, I'll use Duke. So now all I'm going to do is put the top on this and let it refrigerate. I sauce them up with this. So I'm going to dip into the sauce. That sauce on there with that rub is so good, you guys. Hi everybody. Today we are going to make some wings. If you've ever been to Walt Disney World and have been to the Polynesian Hotel, they have a restaurant called Ohana, and part of what they give you is that they do coriander wings. So we are going to make their recipe that I got out of my Disney cookbook. Come along and we're going to go on and make the wings. Okay, so we preheated the oven to 500 and we're getting that going, and we're going to do 1 tablespoon of salt. We're making the dry rub first for the wings. So we're going to do 1 tablespoon of salt, and then we need 2 tablespoons of paprika and 2 tablespoons of this. I'm going to go on and put that in. 1, 2, and then 2 tablespoons of sugar, which I've already measured out. And we're going to dump that in there. And then we also need a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. We need a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. There's the ginger. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, cinnamon. I almost put the ginger in there. It says to use cayenne pepper, but we're not going to use that. We're omitting that. So the next thing it says to do is 4 tablespoons of canola oil, but we are going to use vegetable oil. So 4 tablespoons, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to stir this, and it's going to make a rub. All right. Next step is we're going to add the chicken and toss it, and then we're going to put it on this pan. So now I'm going to dip the wings in this sauce and add it to this frying pan, or not frying pan, but baking pan. As you see, I'm just going to dip them like that. Now they're coated, or the one is coated, and I'm going to do it for all my little pieces of chicken. So let me go on and dip all these in the sauce, and we'll be right back with you. So we've got the wings all coated in the sauce, and to be fair, I just want to let you know we did have to make more of the rub, so I just doubled the recipe again, so you might want to do that when you make it, otherwise you will barely have any of the rub on the wings, and I like a lot of rub on my wings. So the oven's on 500. We're going to go on and put it in for 35 minutes, and it says to flip the wings halfway through. So in about 15 minutes, I'm going to take them out and flip them again. And so I'm going to put them in the oven, and I'll be right back because I'm going to show you how we make our own ranch dressing to dip them in. And I'm also going to show you how to make the sauce that these wings go in after they get out of the oven. So I'll be right back with you. Let me go on and get these in the oven. So we are going to make our own ranch. So what we're going to do is, and I always use whole milk when doing ranch. I don't know what it is, but if I use any other milk besides whole milk, it doesn't taste right. So we are going to do 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. I either use Hellmann's or I use Duke's. Those are the only 2 mayonnaise that I use. And it's preferably Hellmann's, but if I don't have Hellmann's, I'll use Duke. So then I need 1/2 cup of whole milk. So 1/2 mayonnaise, 1/2 milk, and it should come up to 1/2 cup. Sometimes if it's not that thick, I might add a little more mayonnaise because I don't like it watery. And as you can see, this is a little watery. So I'm going to add a little more mayonnaise to that. So let me add a little bit more mayo. hard to stir in the measuring cup. See how liquidy this is? I think I put way too much milk in here, but mine did not really turn out that way, you guys. What you're gonna do is you're gonna pour in, it says to use a half of a teaspoon, 1.5 teaspoons, but I kind of just wing it because we like strong ranch in our house, a strong flavor. So I kind of just wing what it looks like. We'll tell you on those little packets of the dressing, if you buy the packets instead of this thing, it gives you the actual recipe. I just follow the exact recipe, but again, I use a little more of the seasoning than it calls for. And so then what you do, now it's a lot thicker. It's not as watery. So now all I'm gonna do is put the top on this and let it refrigerate for a little bit, and it will thicken up in the fridge. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the sauce for the wings. So it's calling for 1 tablespoon of chili powder. Then it says a half a teaspoon of ground ginger. And then a tablespoon of the coriander. Then 2 tablespoons of lime juice. Here's 2. And then a half a cup of soy sauce. Pour that on in there. We have to use 1 cup of honey. Pour it on in here. I'm gonna stir this and mix it. Okay, so now I have it all stirred up, and I'm gonna add 3/4 cup of water to this. Okay, 3/4 cup of water. 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Stick this bad boy in here. 1 and 2. We're just gonna mix this in. All right, looks like most of the chunks are out of this. So now it says I'm gonna put this on the stove. I'm gonna put it on a medium-high heat, bring to a boil, and we're gonna stir it occasionally, because if you don't stir it, this sauce will burn to the bottom of the pan. So I'm gonna put it here. So you're gonna let it boil for 5 minutes, and then we're gonna remove from the heat and let it cool for 10 minutes. And then it should be almost time to flip the wings.
A few moments later.
I've gotten the wings out, and now it's time to flip them over. This recipe, if you guys haven't noticed, it keeps you busy. It's a constant doing something. There is no, let's put them in the oven and wait. So now I'm gonna put these back in for about another 15 minutes in the oven. Look at that. Let's go on and stick them back in for another 15 minutes. It's starting to come to a boil, and I can tell the sauce is starting to thicken. So it says let it do this for about 5 minutes, but keep stirring it because you don't want it to burn the bottom of this pan. But you can totally tell it's starting to really thicken. And now that cornstarch is completely dissolved in here. And as soon as this gets really thick, I'm just gonna take it off the burner and let it cool for about 10 minutes. All right, I'm gonna go on and get these out of the oven. It's been the 35 minutes. Look at these beauties. Now the pan got a little, the sauce got a little brown. Look at those. So what I did was I put a few on this plate. So I'm gonna sauce them up a little bit. Just gonna show you guys how we do this. I sauce them up with this. And then what I'm gonna do is get some ranch out, and we're gonna dip some in some ranch, and we'll be right back and show you guys how they taste. So we are done. Got it all out of the oven. I put the sauce on it, and we got some carrots, and this is the ranch that we made. Take a taste of what these wings taste like. If they taste like the actual ones in Ohana. So I'm gonna dip into the sauce, or the ranch. That sauce on there with that rub is so good, you guys. It doesn't taste cinnamony. You can smell cinnamon when I was cooking these, but you can't taste it. This is really good. You can taste all the flavors together. They're sweet, so if you don't like sweet stuff, you're not gonna like it, but they are very sweet. You don't even have to dip it in the ranch. These are wings that you could probably eat alone without any type of sauce on them, but they are good. And I probably could have left them out of the oven, taken them out of the oven probably 5 minutes earlier than I did. But totally make them again, but again, you have to constantly be on, this is one of those recipes you have to be on top of the whole time, and your hands are definitely sticky afterwards. So all in all, great recipe. We'll be making these again, and we'll see you guys next fun destination. Bye-bye.